AM 1230, 93.3 FM KTRF Thursday. And that means Mark Allen's Hometown Heroes. Brought to you by Phillips Iron and Metal, Oakley Quilting, Roxbury Truck Repair, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. And joining us on our show this morning is Pastor John Golf. John,
real happy to be here with you.
Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
All right, John, we want to talk a little. We haven't had anybody from the Ministerial Association, and it's good to have you in here because we want to talk a little bit about clergy. But before we get to that, we want to talk a little bit about John and where you're originally from.
Yeah, I was born in Montana in the Glendive Hospital. Didn't live there very long. We moved to Fargo, North Dakota in 1959, and I have childhood memories of the tornado that went right downtown, and we moved from Fargo to Wahpeton, North Dakota. And then from there to Northfield, Minnesota, where I graduated from high school. Okay,
so you went all over the place then, Montana, North Dakota, and over to Minnesota then.
Someone called me a land duck, which I think is completely true. Yeah.
All right, graduating from high school, college.
Yeah, and then graduated from high school in 1973, and then from Northfield to 2 years school at Waldorf College in Forest City, Iowa, and then from there to Concordia, and graduated from there in 1977.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And taking clergy or the ministry, right?
Yes, indeed, yeah.
What made you drive to that point? What got you involved? What made you want to go that direction?
Well, you've heard the old story about God starts to laugh when you make plans. Well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was pretty sure I knew what I did not want to do. But God waits you out, And by the time your friends are done with you and by the time God is done with you, you end up doing that anyway. And I've been completely blessed and glad I did it ever since.
Yeah. All right. Where was your first job out of college?
My first call, it was in Rame, North Dakota, southwestern North Dakota, way down in the corner. Okay. You're just about in South Dakota. You're just about in Montana.
Way out there was small church?
Two small churches, one in town and one 13 miles south of town. They knew what they were doing, too. They have young preachers for the most part, and they'll wait you out. He'll calm down sooner or later, and when he does, we'll get back to work.
It's all about the call, isn't it? And as far as how long you stay, it really depends on how it goes, I suppose, huh?
For the Lutherans, it resembles matchmaking. As long as you're happy there and as long as they're happy with you, you can stay. So it's we don't have to move every few years if we choose not to do so.
It could be a few years. It could be almost a lifelong commitment, huh?
Yes, it can be either one, really. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So how long were you there, and where did you move from there?
Yes, I was there 4 years, and from Rame, we moved to Alvarado, Minnesota, and we were there about 4.5 years, and from there to Hampton, Iowa, and from there to the bishop's office in Waverly, Iowa, and I was there for about 5 years. I have trouble holding a job, you see. So it's, yes, I've been around the block a little bit. Yeah.
And what year did you arrive in Thief River Falls?
Kathy and I came to Thief River in October of 2010, and we've been greatly blessed and very happy to be here.
All right. You mentioned Kathy. You want to mention your family?
Yes. I've been married to my wonderful, intelligent wife, Kathy, since 1982, and we have 3 children. Our oldest, Michael, is 34, and he does car finance in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. He sells Fords there. And daughter Sarah is 33 and has blessed us with 2 grandchildren, Edwin and Sinova. And youngest son, Christopher, is a physical trainer, and he's 30 and lives in St. Paul.
Okay, all over the place.
Yes,
they
indeed,
really
all
are.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Yes.
All right, we want to talk a little bit more with John about what it means to be a part of communities in just a moment. But I want to tell you that Thief River Falls Airport is here with hassle-free security and free parking. Be sure to check out the benefits of flying local. Thief River Falls Regional Airport, your front door to the rest of the world. Also, Phillips Iron and Metal, accepting all ferrous and non-ferrous metals, including but not limited to stainless steel, copper, brass, aluminum, lead, insulated wire, nickel, high-temp alloys, precious metals, etc. Whether you bring the materials to us or we bring us to you, they provide quality service at competitive pricing. Also, Roxbury Truck Repair, truck shop and truck and trailer maintenance and repair. It's Roxbury Truck Repair, along with Oakley Quilting Supply. Oakley Quilting Supply's many quilting lines that includes Moda, Henry Glass, Quilting Treasures, and many more. And they're adding new fabrics all the time, too. So stop in Main Street in Oakley and see all that they have to offer. Oakley Quilting Supply for all your quilting needs. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Our guest on Hometown Heroes today, John Golf, the pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Thief River Falls, been here since 2010, I believe you said, right?
Yes, correct, 2010.
Right.
Yeah.
As a member of the clergy, you have a lot of jobs. You know, some people will look at it and say, well, they preach on Sundays.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to it, isn't there?
Well, there is, too. If I may, I'd like to brag up Zion a little bit, too.
Sure.
One of the best things that I've ever seen a church do is done every year at Zion in the fall. We call it Spirit of Giving. And it's held in our church basement, and it resembles a conventional rummage sale, except that everything is the same price, free. Yeah. And that has grown in the number and size of gifts every year, and as the number of people has grown every year, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
When you talk about the people, and that's what, John, as clergy, you're all about. You have to work with the people, get the people together. You have to help steer them in the right direction. But boy, if you do, they can make some really strong things happen, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. One of the, it's not church related exactly, but the Kiwanis Club in Thief River does wonderful things with our community. And if I may give another plug, it's a picnic in the park is coming up this coming Tuesday. And so come on over to Northrop Park, 5 to 7, free will donation, and it's time to get together and time to eat too.
Yeah, those are some of the good things, but there's also some tough things. You have to deal with the funerals and loss for family members, and that's got to be tough.
That is one of the things you just never get used to. I've been doing this now for over 37 years, and whether it's a young person or an old person, funerals are always difficult. Some of course are a little harder than others, but they're all difficult. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What are some of is that some of the most difficult parts of ministry? Is funerals and consoling the loved ones?
It certainly is. There have been. Only too often there are accidents involving children, and those short caskets are heartbreaking. You just never get used to that.
What about some of the best things in clergy? What are some of the brighter moments that you really enjoy?
Oh, I've enjoyed meeting people from all over, not just the Midwest. I've been all over the Midwest, but there are people from in every country you can think of too, who bring good stories of travel abroad, and people always surprise you on that one. Speaking
of which, when you do travel, it can be dangerous to travel in some of these countries too, can it?
It can. It can be. A good friend of mine from seminary days visited in Israel, and he was part of a dig there. And he got on the bus to get to his dig, and a bomb exploded at the next bus stop, the same bus he was on. So he lived, but not everyone did that day.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. But people of faith, they hold on to that. And that is faith.
Yes, indeed. People of faith, we certainly do. We understand that our times are in God's hands.
One other thing I want to ask, John, is if somebody's looking to get into ministry, do you have to do it right out of high school? Can you start middle age? I mean, I know there's years that you need to get the schooling, but give some advice for somebody who might be interested in the ministry.
There are. At least for the Lutherans, there was only one way to do things and one schedule that a person must follow. That is no longer true, and you can do the schooling that's involved online, and the schedule is no longer enforced. You can do everything required to earn your MDiv and to make your name available for call online. You don't have to move anymore. At one time you did, but that's no longer true. The church, whether it's our Roman Catholic friends or it's Lutherans, we need pastors, we need priests, and we're short. So if you're at all interested, please let me know. Please let somebody know. We'd be more than happy to have you.
That's and that's something it's kind of like all jobs. They're looking at ways to try to get people involved, maybe a little easier, whether that's, like you mentioned, online or something, because it might be an easier path for them to get started, right?
At first, quite a few of us who went through it the conventional way were suspicious.
Yeah.
Are these people really doing the work that's required? And the answer is yes, they are. It's every bit as difficult as any other way.
Okay. All right. If you want more information on the ministry, whether it's you or any of the pastors, any of the clergy in Thief River Falls or any of the area, they're more than happy to visit, aren't they, with you?
I think they are. And they have time for you. They'd love to talk to you.
All right, John, thanks so much for stopping in this morning. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for asking.
John Gulliver, our guest today on our Hometown Heroes, brought to you by the Thief River Falls Regional Airport, Phillips Iron and Metal, Roxbury Truck Repair, and Oakley Quilting.